Have you ever wondered how some older adults manage to keep their homes so clean and peaceful without stress, without fancy equipment, and without exhausting themselves? It's not about being perfect, having housekeepers, or spending hours scrubbing floors. It's about adopting a few small, realistic habits that work like quiet little anchors throughout the day. Seniors who live in tidy homes often follow certain routines that aren't complicated or time-consuming. They're simply consistent. Their homes feel calm not because everything is new or expensive, but because the space reflects peace, order, and a kind of self-respect that deepens with age. And make no mistake, this isn't about showing off for visitors or having a spotless kitchen 24/7. It's about how your surroundings affect your spirit. A cluttered space can leave you feeling tired and unsettled. A clean space, even if modest, can feel like a deep breath, especially after 60 or 70, when rest, clarity, and comfort mean more than ever. Your home should be a sanctuary, not a source of stress. So today, let's explore 5 practical, doable habits that many older adults quietly follow each day to keep their homes welcoming and peaceful. These are small actions. Some take less than 5 minutes, but they add up over time in powerful ways. And at the end, we'll talk about one deeper mindset shift that many people don't consider, but might be the most important step of all. If you're ready to make your living space calmer, cleaner, and more manageable, not just for looks, but for your own peace of mind, this guide is for you. Habit number 1. They never go to bed with dirty dishes in the sink. It sounds like a small thing, just 1 or 2 plates left after dinner. But here's the truth. Waking up to a sink full of crusty, stale dishes can weigh down your entire morning before it even starts. It creates a feeling of unfinished business. That pile of mess doesn't just sit there, it lingers in your mind, turning a peaceful kitchen into a visual reminder of what you didn't do. Seniors who keep clean homes tend to follow one quiet rule. They don't let the dishes spend the night alone. Even if it's just 1 cup and a spoon, they make the effort to wash it before going to bed. Not for guests. Not for show. Just for themselves. Because when they wake up to a clean sink, they also wake up to a sense of calm. They start their day without immediately facing a mess. The best part? This habit doesn't take long. It's often a 5-minute task, maybe 10 on busy nights. But it removes one of the most common sources of household stress. And in older age, those little decisions, those quiet acts of care, can make your home feel like a place of comfort instead of chaos. If washing up at night feels physically tiring, try adjusting the timing. Maybe you rinse things right after eating instead of waiting until bedtime. Or use a small stool by the sink to reduce pressure on your back or knees. The goal isn't perfection, it's rhythm. You're not trying to win an award for the cleanest dishes. You're trying to end your day with peace, not clutter. This tiny discipline can shape your environment more than you realize. Because when the kitchen feels clean, everything else in the house feels just a bit more manageable. That's the real reward. Habit number 2. They start the morning with a gentle surface, wiped down. For many older adults who maintain clean and peaceful homes, the day doesn't begin with news, errands, or even breakfast. It begins with a simple, quiet routine, gently wiping down key surfaces. It's not about disinfecting like you're in a hospital. It's about resetting the space. With just a soft cloth or a damp paper towel, they wipe the kitchen counters, maybe the dining table, and sometimes the bathroom sink. That's it. It might sound insignificant, but it sets the tone for the entire day. This habit isn't about scrubbing or sanitizing every inch. It's about presence. That moment in the morning, when you slowly wipe the crumbs off the table or smooth down the kitchen counter, isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's a quiet signal to yourself that this is your space, and it matters. You are not rushing or reacting, you are choosing to care, gently and with intention. For seniors, this kind of routine becomes even more valuable. As we age, the pace of life slows, but our need for structure doesn't. In fact, having small, meaningful habits becomes more grounding than ever. A morning surface wipe creates a sense of order without exhaustion. It takes less than 5 minutes, yet it can change the atmosphere of your entire home. A white table says, "Today matters." A clean countertop says, "I'm still in charge here." And for those struggling with motivation or energy in the morning, remember, This doesn't have to be a chore. You're not polishing silver or deep cleaning the stove. Just grab a soft cloth or a pack of pre-moistened wipes and do what you can. Maybe today it's just the kitchen island. Maybe tomorrow it's the coffee table. The point is progress, not perfection. The ritual itself is what brings peace, not the outcome. Many older adults say this small act helps them feel emotionally lighter. It gives them a small win before the day has even begun. And when the rest of the day brings surprises, noise, or fatigue, they can look around and say, "At least this feels calm. At least this feels mine." Habit number 3. They don't let paper pile up. You'd be surprised how much stress comes from a small stack of paper. A few bills on the counter. A grocery flyer you meant to read. A medical appointment reminder you left, just for now, on the side table. Then the next day brings more, and suddenly, there's a whole avalanche of paper quietly taking over your calm space. For seniors who manage to keep their homes tidy and emotionally light, there's one quiet but powerful rule they live by. Don't let paper take root. They don't wait for papers to build up into mountains. They deal with each one quickly and simply. It doesn't mean they're organizing like a full-time secretary. It just means they've created a small system that prevents overwhelm. Maybe it's a single tray for incoming mail, and every Sunday they sort through it. Maybe it's tossing out junk mail immediately before it ever touches the dining table, or keeping a shredder by the entryway, so anything sensitive is dealt with then and there. The goal is not a Pinterest-perfect filing cabinet. The goal is control. Because paper clutter does something sneaky. It builds anxiety in silence. It reminds you of things left undone, payments due, forms you haven't filled. It sits there and whispers, "You're behind." That emotional weight, especially as we age, can feel heavier than it did when we were younger. And yet, it's completely avoidable with a little care. And habit point 1 trick many seniors use is the one-touch rule. Never handle the same paper twice unless absolutely necessary. When you open an envelope, decide right then, does this need to be paid, saved, or tossed? Don't set it aside thinking you'll deal with it later. Later never comes. But clutter does that if you live alone. It's even more important to make your paper flow simple and calming. No one else is coming to sort it out for you. And if you live with others, your habit of controlling paper can create an environment of calm for everyone. It sends the message. This home doesn't drown in forgotten things. We handle what life sends us, little by little. And don't worry, this isn't about being rigid or turning your home into an office. If you want to keep a few greeting cards or personal letters, of course you can. This is about everyday paper, the kind that sneaks in and piles up, draining your energy. A clean table or counter without envelopes, statements, and scraps lying around creates a surprising sense of freedom. That's what these seniors are protecting. Not their shelves, but their peace. Habit number 4. They keep drop zones clear. Everyone has a spot like this. Maybe it's the chair by the front door, the corner of the kitchen counter, or the little table near your recliner. These drop zones are where things naturally land: mail, keys, bags, receipts, glasses, you name it. And while they seem harmless at first, if left unmanaged, they quietly grow into clutter magnets. Before long, that one clear spot has turned into a clutter pile that makes your home feel chaotic. But seniors who consistently keep their homes tidy understand this pattern. They know that clutter doesn't start big. It starts with a small "for now." I'll put this here for now. I'll deal with that later. And the "for now" moments add up until your peaceful space starts to feel crowded, even if nothing else in the home has changed at SO. What do they do differently? They protect their drop zones like sacred space, not by avoiding them entirely, but by being intentional. The table near the front door becomes a small, designated space for 1 or 2 items, maybe a bowl for keys or a small tray for incoming mail, but nothing else. The chair stays a chair, not a coat rack. The kitchen counter gets wiped and cleared every evening, so tomorrow starts fresh. These aren't rigid, exhausting rules. They're quiet boundaries. And boundaries bring peace. Point 1 helpful habit is to do a quick reset every evening. Walk through the main drop zones and clear them off. Put the sunglasses back where they belong. Toss any receipts. Put the book back on the shelf. It takes less than 10 minutes. but it keeps your home from slowly sinking into disorganization. The reward isn't just a cleaner space, it's a calmer mind. For older adults, this habit is especially powerful because drop zone clutter tends to build invisibly. We stop noticing the bag we left on the floor or the pile of newspapers by the chair. But our nervous system notices. Our spirit notices. That subtle tension builds, and over time it can wear on your mood, even if you're not consciously aware of it. And let's be honest, many seniors struggle with energy or joint pain. So, it's better to maintain small spaces regularly than to wait until it becomes a full cleanup project that's physically draining. By keeping drop zones clear, you're choosing to stay ahead of the clutter in small and kind ways. It's not about being spotless, it's about being settled. It's about having places that feel open, welcoming, and under your care. That sense of control may seem small, but when it's spread throughout your home, it brings a powerful feeling of dignity and ease. Because the more peaceful your space is, the more peaceful your day becomes. Habit number 5. They keep the floors clear, even if nothing else is perfect. When you walk into a home that feels clean, the first thing you usually notice isn't whether the shelves are dusted or if the kitchen cabinets are in perfect order. You notice the floor. Is it clear? Is it walkable? Is it safe? Seniors who manage to keep their homes feeling consistently tidy often live by one simple truth. If the floors are clear, the home feels clean even if everything else is still a work in progress. There's something about seeing an open path, an uncluttered floor, that gives our minds permission to breathe. It doesn't matter whether the table has a few papers on it or the laundry still needs folding. When your floors are clean and free of trip hazards, the entire space feels calmer, more spacious, and more under control. And for older adults, this habit isn't just about aesthetics, it's about safety, freedom, and pride. These seniors aren't obsessing over spotless mopping or perfectly vacuumed carpets every day. What they focus on is keeping things off the ground. Shoes go on a small mat or into a closet. Laundry baskets aren't left in walking paths. No cords stretch across the living room like booby traps. Newspapers, pet toys, and shopping bags get picked up quickly, not perfectly folded, just off the floor. It's about being able to move through your space freely and confidently. This habit is particularly important as we age. A fall that wouldn't have hurt you at 40 can be life-changing at 75. And yet many of the things that cause those falls, scatter rugs, open drawers, little piles of stuff on the floor, are totally within your control. Seniors who take a few minutes each day to scan the floor and reset it are doing more than just tidying. They're preserving their independence. They're protecting their ability to stay in their own home, to move without fear, to welcome visitors without embarrassment. And let's not overlook the emotional side of this habit. A clear floor makes it easier to move furniture, to vacuum without stress, and to feel like you're on top of things. It gives you visual peace. Even if the rest of the home isn't perfect, that one simple action, clearing the floor, sends a strong message to your mind and body. This home is still mine. I am still capable. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about moving through your day without stumbling, physically or emotionally. It's about creating a foundation you can build on, one step at a time. Seniors who do this aren't just cleaning, they're claiming their space. And perhaps that's the real beauty behind all 5 habits. They're not about chasing perfection or keeping up appearances. They're about creating an environment that supports your life, your safety, and your sense of peace. A clean floor might seem like a small thing, but when your feet feel steady, your heart does too. Final thoughts and call to action. The quiet power of gentle habits at this stage of life. We've earned the right to rest, to reflect, and to do things on our own terms. But peace doesn't always arrive on its own. It must often be made. Not by chasing perfection, or by exhausting ourselves with cleaning sprees, but by tending gently to our space, with intention and care. That's what these 5 habits represent. Not chores, not burdens, but quiet rituals of self-respect. These daily choices: making the bed, washing dishes right away, taming paper clutter, protecting drop zones, and keeping floors clear, aren't just about the house. They're about the heart. They say, I still care. I still choose to live with grace. I still hold power over my surroundings. Each habit, small as it may seem, creates a ripple of dignity through the day. Together, they build something truly beautiful. A home that works with you, not against you. A space that's gentle to live in, easy to move through, and soothing to return to again and again. Many people underestimate the emotional effect of a tidy, steady home. But you know better. You felt the difference between waking up to clutter and waking up to calm. You've seen how little messes can grow into big stressors when left unchecked. And you've lived long enough to know that life is simply easier kinder when we honor our space a little each day. Rather than trying to fix everything at once, so don't wait for the next burst of energy or the next visit from family to start changing your environment. You don't need to do it all at once. You don't need fancy bins or a color-coded plan. Just pick one of the 5 habits. Try it for a week. Let it become part of your rhythm. Then add another. Let your space respond. Let your energy respond. Let your sense of pride return, little by little. And if you're feeling behind, or like it's too late to make a difference, remember this. Homes don't need to be perfect to feel peaceful. They just need your touch, your care, your time. And every day you show up for your space, even for 5 minutes, you're showing up for yourself. That's the most valuable habit of all. Now, here's your gentle challenge. Tonight, walk through your home with soft eyes. Don't judge. Don't criticize. Just look. Where's the stress gathering? Is it the kitchen sink? The paper pile by the phone? The shoes in the hallway? Pick one thing. Clear it. Breathe. Let the peace come in. Then tomorrow, do it again. Keep choosing calm. And if this message spoke to you, if it reminded you that you're still in control of your space, your routine, your life, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Pass it on to someone who may need a reminder that peace is still possible at any age. Your home can be a sanctuary. Let it begin with you.